Good morning. I'm really glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I will talk about marketing. Is it a science? Is it an art? And I will start by giving you the answer. Marketing is both an art and a science as well. We will see why, and then we provide some examples worldwide, and particular in Uruguay. So, we often see people using the word marketing as sale as synonymous, but that is not accurate. A sale starts when the creation of a product, and it has a short-term objective. Marketing starts much earlier than that, and continues after the product is sold with the medium and long-term objectives. Before we can sell a product, we have to analyze the market. After the sale, we have to continue planning how to get consumers' loyalty and keep looking for opportunities. Marketing does not only apply to business, but also non-profit organizations such as churches, museums, schools, NGOs, and marketing can be used to boost sales of products and services, but it can also be applied to countries, peoples, or causes like eating healthy or workout. Marketing is more than promotion. Promotion is just a part of marketing. It is like the top of the iceberg. It is what people see the most, but there is a lot of work behind it that is not seen. Promotion is the result of marketing research, cost-benefits analysis, behavior and consumption tendency studies, and the monitoring of competitor actions. Marketing means strategy. To achieve our goals, we need to define strategies for the medium and the long term. In order to do this, marketing research is the key. When it first started, marketing was a part of economic science. People that work in marketing need to know about economy, statistics, need to have organization skills and logical quantitative knowledge, and strategies were developed taking all this into consideration. Later on, marketing evolved and social science began to have a part within it. Analyzing quantitative variables was not enough. Qualitative variables were also needed. To understand the consumer behavior and how cultural aspects impact on people's needs and desires, marketing had to turn to sociology, psychology, demography, history, and anthropology. But if we talk about strategy planning, we cannot leave behind the influence of communication science. If we fail to transmit the right message, then our whole strategy fails, no matter how perfect market research and studies have been. This is when marketing becomes an art. But marketing strategy cannot develop as an isolated matter because it is affected by everything that is happening in the world. We need to consider the historic context, social values and ethics, science and technology developments with the most diverse areas and disciplines. We live in a world of continued change which demands constant adaptation, and marketing is not the exception. Therefore, marketing nowadays needs to be addressed by a multidisciplinary team which includes specialists and advisors from different fields. Every discovery in agronomy, veterinary, genetics, medicines, IT, or robotics, among others, will have an impact on people's lives. And this affects marketing because everything is connected. And everything is connected when we talk about food as well. Today, more and more chefs recognize and choose food that honor and value the natural connection between land, animals, and people's work because they believe those food delivers a better taste experience. So, marketing is a science because interesting findings appear through the market research. But even though there are some general principles that remain constant, it is not an exact science. Marketing cannot be applied in the same way all the time. But science, without art, does not allow us to compete. Therefore, marketing is also art, since creativity and innovation are the keys to differentiate us from the rest. But art without science has no future. A brilliant idea may come once, but in the long term, weakness and unprofessionalism become evident. So, based on the Philip Kotler definition, we can say that marketing is the science and art used to create and give value to a thing in return for a benefit or utility with the objective of improving people's lives. Now we will see some examples based on technology, which are connected with the 4P: product, price, place, and promotion. We will see examples of each one of them. Product. Consumers search for innovation, something that surprises them, new experience that they can talk about, share and have an impact on becoming part of a product transformation, and giving their opinion if they like them or not. But sometimes reality is stranger than fiction. Let's see what we have faced with.
Yourself an actual edible hamburger. Yes, 3D printers can now make meat. Startup company Modern Meadow is working on a 3D bioprinting technology that doesn't print with plastic but biological materials. The process starts by printing stem cells, or what they call BioLink, onto customizable molds that then naturally fuse to create a living tissue. And while bioprinted tissues and body parts are nothing new, Modern Meadow's goal is to create post-mortem tissue specifically for human consumption. But their biggest challenge, aside from a hefty price tag for a single patty, coming up with a name for their artificial meat. Just don't call it Soylent Green. Soylent Green is people!
This is a very complicated future we have to face. Well, another example in price. Consumers look for comfort and transparency when it comes to information. Before they can choose, they like to compare prices and get to know other consumer experience. Technology has changed power relationships. The distance between the consumer and the product is just a click. Oh, sorry. A click.
The seamless iPad app helps you discover great food options around you, wherever you happen to be. Get instant access to thousands of menus from restaurants in over 50 cities across the country. Slide cuisines left or right to include or exclude from the results. Filter by order type, ratings, delivery time, and more. Easily find new restaurants and special offers. It's food discovery made fun. But at Seamless, we know sometimes you just want the usual, quickly and easily. Access all your recent orders, like menu items. Easily reorder with a few quick taps, or modify a recent order. And there's no need for cash. Pay a tip right through the app. The easiest way to order from your favorite restaurants.
Looking for place, we want to say that consumers want personalization, but also values and social commitment, so they can buy products without feeling guilty. The following examples show how each one of us can become the main character within the story and collaborate with a fair cause in a very simple and funny way at the bus station.
Our world is full of extreme social contrasts. While we in Europe live in privilege, 870 million people worldwide suffer from hunger and malnutrition. But this problem just seems far, far away. Sometimes, however, these two worlds collide right in front of our eyes. In advertising, let's say, at a bus stop, we see a typical NGA donation poster, like this one, and 3 steps next to it, one of these overwhelming first world too much of anything posters. Quite a clash. But why not use this in our favour? So we developed a whole new donation system for our client, the UN World Food Programme. We call it the WFP Food Link. We equipped 2 conflicting posters with brand new NFC technology and coded tags. This made it possible to actually carry food from one world to another. All it took was 3 simple steps. Move your phone over the poster and grab some food of your choice, without downloading an app or anything. Then carry it to the other side of your smartphone, and deliver it to the boy in the poster. It's never been easier. Now you have a chance to learn the actual value of your chosen food. An automatically generated Facebook post announced that you are now an official supporter of the UN World Food Programme. After 1 week, each donor was then surprised with a personalised thank you card that showed them who received the donation.
With promotion, consumers want value what is real. This is a reason why companies are very careful when choosing role models and advertising their products. The following example shows how the internet can be both an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time.
17-year-old Belgian girl who landed a modeling contract after she was spotted in the crowd at the World Cup has been pictured big game hunting in Africa. Axel Despiculaera has now received a barrage of criticism from social media users after this picture emerged of her next to a dead oryx gazelle. Writing on her Facebook page, the teen said, "Hunting is not a matter of life or death. It's much more important than that." The teen was awarded a modeling deal with L'Oreal after the picture of her cheering on Belgium went viral during the World Cup. The modeling giant has not yet commented on the controversial hunting picture. The teenager was thrust into the worldwide spotlight after the picture of her during the World Cup did the rounds on Twitter. On her return to Belgium, Axel set up a Facebook page, which quickly amassed hundreds of thousands of followers. And L'Oreal quickly approached her and offered her a modeling contract, purely based on that picture of her clad in Belgian paraphernalia. She has since appeared in a video for L'Oreal, promoting new products from the company.
Well, animal welfare is always very important today. Well, let's move on examples of Uruguay. For Uruguay to talk about selling meat, it seems obvious, since livestock activity has 400 years of history, 200 more than Uruguay as a country. In 2001-2002, Uruguay had strong economic crisis, and the need to get over it made us reflect on several issues. So the question was, which should be our business? The catastrophic situation gave Uruguay the opportunity to realize our business should not be selling meat, but selling trust, because we had the strength to do that. With this new definition came an inflection point for our marketing and communication mix sector. Having a clear idea of which is our business allowed us to define what we had to do, but also the things we had to avoid. How can we sell confidence? The first word that came up is transparency. We must be able to prove the reasons to believe. The information must be trustworthy and accessible from farm to fork. We can see our logo. The grass transforms itself into the barcode that reaches the consumer from netter to table. We understood that development of certification and traceability systems were not mere attributes, but actual needs without which we could not sell trust. Let's see some examples based on technology developments. Uruguay is the only country in the world that has mandatory traceability system for the whole cattle stock and in all slaughterhouses. The system starts in the farm when the animal is born and continues during the productive process up to the beef cut. Throughout that journey, a lot of information is generated, and this is available online to facilitate the decision-making process. But when people go to a restaurant, the last thing they want is to listen to a long explanation about this complex system. What they really want is to enjoy a delicious beef. This attribute is hard to explain to the general public, and the marketing area has to communicate something so complex in a very simple way. Taking advantage of today's technology, we decide to use a QR barcode to identify the beef cut in the restaurant. Using a mobile phone, the consumer can read the code and pick up the product origin and history. They can locate in the map the production site and see a picture of the farm, get to know the name of the producer, check out their picture of their family, and they could even have the opportunity to contact them via email. Years ago, people used to know how and where their food was produced. Nowadays, that connection is lost. People go to the supermarket and find a huge variety of products from different origins, but they have no idea how the food was produced. Today, thanks to technology, that connection can be reestablished. But let's take a step further. It is not possible for a country like Uruguay to think about making a massive advertising spot to 120 different countries that we export. However, through the traceability system installed in the abattoirs, we could generate personalized QR that got printed in the labels of the meat, and we were able to show a 30-second spot available worldwide. We will see now this spot. Escape Can Taste Uruguayan Natural Meat was a communication campaign developed for the German market in October 2013 during the Anuga Fair, within other production activities like Blockhouse, restaurants, and Hyatt Colne Hotel. We mixed traditional advertising using street billboards in Colonia City with new communication format through a 360-grade space in our stand in Anuga, so that people visiting the fair could experience what it feels like to be at an Uruguayan farm. This happened before inviting them to try our beef. Let's take a look at this event. We will see now and analyze an example that is related with archaeology, another science. The Pre-Columbian and Native Art Museum from Uruguay did a research about the influence of the Jesuit missions and Guaraníes that took 20 years, which provide information about the origin of ranches in our territory and some of our most important traditions like drinking mate. Now we can know new stories about livestock in Uruguay, and we can rebuild our past to understand better our future. The National Meat Institute signed a cooperation agreement with this museum and to get traveling exhibition abroad. The first one will take place in the Vatican City for 3 weeks next September, and the second one in Hamburg for 3 months in October. This is a very original way to promotion because allows us to show Uruguayans' beef, past, present, and future abroad, telling stories and adding romance to our food. Now we will see examples of creative proposals. How can a country like Uruguay develop a promotion to more than 100 markets at the same time and in a sustainable long-term way? How much money would we need? The solution calls for creativity and innovation because in a country like Uruguay, with 3 million inhabitants and economic limitation, a great collective effort is needed to be a part of international scope. This is how Uruguay Natural Club is born. This project gives the opportunity to profitable private business to replicate in different countries and work over time as franchising. They can be slow food, parrilla gourmet, or healthy fast food, or other like meat boutiques, for example. The goal to turn to private investment is money, but INAC's objective is to promote Uruguay and its natural meats from a public and private platform. The idea is to promote by earning money instead of spending money, and at the same time to be self-sustaining over time with the possibility to replicate in different countries. While the focus of this event is to introduce our meats, the franchising helps us to spread our values, culture, art, philosophy, tourism, sport, and other national products such as wines, sweets, crafts, etc. The project involves a wide variety of professionals and is inclusive from a social perspective, since it gives working possibilities to the most vulnerable groups of society, rural craftsmen, small producers, young chefs, and like in Zaragoza, we use bread baskets made by prisoners. We have started to open gourmet barbecues at worldwide fairs. Expo Zaragoza 2008 with 1,000 dinners per day during 3 months. Expo Shanghai with 2 restaurants, 1 slow food and other healthy fast food with 500 dinners per day during 6 months. These proposals have motivated private investors to open similar options, including Algarve in Portugal since 2009 or Montevideo since 2013, and there are other ventures in process abroad. The key message of the communication of all this is based on telling people that no matter where you are, the Uruguayan experience is always available. So go ahead, feel at home. We will now take a look at the video call with Pac Netter. This video was requested by the Uruguayan president to the National Meat Institute 5 years ago in order to introduce Uruguay abroad, but it still remains valid.
¿Nunca sentiste que algo es tan lindo que querés guardártelo? Bueno, quiero decir, este lugar. Me encantaría llevarte conmigo.
Sorry, we will back in English now because you don't understand. Y decirle que lo pase desde el comienzo. English, please. Sorry. Bueno, si no lo paso yo de acá. Sorry, I will pass it from here. It's not very good the image, but I think it's better to not wait more time. Lo paso de acá.
Out of everything, you choose what is worth it to keep. For instance, quality time for ourselves. Nowadays, technology allows for instantaneous connections at any time and from anywhere in the world. However, there's a type of connection which you never lose. Life asks for pauses. Connect with nature. She knows how to show us her affection. Welcome to Uruguay, a country which values the relationship between man and earth. Our own history is linked to the respect for the animals of nature. It is part of our national identity. Nature knows what is good. The animals are reared on natural pastures, in the open air, all the year round, in free from harms, by law. state-of-the-art technology is at the service of nature and its tongues. Only this way it is possible to obtain something very special from her. To savor the quality that only time can produce. We like to say that nature gives us its fruits. We will simply pack them. And as you can imagine, there's nothing simple in that. Just matter where you are. The Uruguay experience is right at your fingertips. Go ahead. Feel it out. Connect to what matters.
So the future. How do we project to the future? World demand for protein is growing faster than offer, and to produce food in a sustainable way will be a requirement. But we will have to produce more food with less rural population, less land, less water, and with the additional obstacle of the climate change. Any industry, not only the meat industry, but any field that destroys nature, don't take care in animal welfare, produce harmful food, or is not environmentally friendly will not be sustainable over time. If these issues are not taken seriously, the future will be at risk. In Uruguay, the meat production, which takes 84% of the land, has an economic, social, and cultural importance like in no other place in the world. We even have the image of an ox in our national emblem. Therefore, there is a constant concern to be at the forefront and attentive to the world's challenges. If livestock disappears from Uruguay, we would lose our landscapes, the biodiversity, and ecosystems, but we will also lose part of our traditions and cultural heritage. For these reasons, we move towards the future as defenders of the heritage we have received, and we take responsibility for the legacy we will leave to the future generations. When we talk about the definition of marketing, we saw that its mission is to contribute to improve people's lives. Innovation, but science and technology research must contribute to build a better world based on values and ethics. But in particular, the focus should be placed upon the children of the world. The future is in their hands, in ours to feed them right, taking care of the world we are providing for them. To do that, the whole meat sector has to work together worldwide. And to conclude, we will share the last communication campaign developed on February 2014 for the Russian market, based on an agreement signed by the National Meat Institute and the National Ballet, directed by the Argentinian Julio Boca. Beef and ballet are two important Uruguayan products with international projections. The video is based on an old slogan we use that says, "Every step matters and makes the difference." Quality is never an accident. It's the result of an intelligent effort. That is why every step matters and makes the difference. The metaphor compares precision, technique, and the caregiving within the meat sector with the patience that it takes for a dancer to master their art, with a lot of discipline and confidence, searching for harmony and balance, having respect for others and for themselves. I invite you to watch the following video, which joins science and art within the greatest and wonderful scenography, nature. It says to be simple is not easy at all. Thank you so much.